the deeper I get into my career and the more success I experience, I care even more. And the more you care, the more it matters.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Kane.
And I'm Danny Arovich.
Together, we're your hosts for Making It to Milan.
Let's jump in.
I'm so excited today to be chatting with ice dancer Olivia Smart. She's an Olympian, 4-time Spanish national champion, the UK's Dancing on Ice champion. Recently, she's added YouTuber to her resume with her show, Whatever This Is. And I think maybe one of the most important title she has is being dog mom to Linda. So thank you so much, Olivia, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This is going to be really fun. And also, I get the chance to catch up with you where we're not in a rush situation at competitions now.
I agree. I feel like it's always been so rushed. We've chatted as friends before, but I'm excited to learn more about your experience in the sport and then share that with so many other people that can support you as you are on your journey to making it to Milan.
Yes, which is very, very soon.
So what is one word that comes to mind when I say Milan?
When I think of Milan, the initial word that comes to mind is fashion, the fashion capital of the world, Milan, Italy, and taking figure skating, which is a fashionable sport there for the Olympic Games, just kind of like all rounds it together. So that's very special.
I agree. I feel like whenever I saw ice dancers at competitions, you guys are always the most put together. It doesn't matter what time of day it is, like 5 a.m. practice, hair, makeup, dress the nines, like you're all together. So it was very inspiring at early times in the morning. Who is your favorite female athlete to watch in Milan besides you, and why?
Oh, good question. Figure skater as well is Amber Glenn. The fact that this will be her first Olympic is kind of mind-blowing to me because she's been such a pioneer in this sport for so long.
I feel like she's got such a great support of fans from every aspect of the sport. So many different eyes are on her in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like she's brought so many new eyes to the sport. And so I think she's going to do that again at the Olympic Games. Who do you most want cheering you on at a major competition?
My mom and my dad, but I say my mom has always cheered me on at competitions, but when my dad is there cheering me on, that's a rare occasion. And it's made it that much more special. And he's been around a bit more over the last season. My mom cries, she gets emotional. My dad cried and I saw that. I was like, oh, I've really done something right. I've done something good.
Will they both be traveling with you to Milan?
They will. First Olympics for my parents. Last Olympics they weren't able to attend. So for sure they're coming to this one. And it's not far from England for us. So it's we're very, very lucky.
That's huge. I'm happy you're able to have them there with you. What is the first thing that you will eat or drink after a competition?
Ooh, bad athlete of me, but I always just really want a crisp glass of wine as soon as I finish competing.
Yes.
Like, especially when you're traveling and you're in a foreign country and you're, I don't know, going out for dinner, like with pre-competition, you're seeing people just having a casual dinner over a drink. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for that. Also, especially in Italy, we're not going to be complaining about the wine after the event in Italy. So some good wine and some good cheese and pasta, that sounds like the best case scenario for me post-competition meal.
The last athlete that I interviewed actually had a glass of wine with her during the interview as well. And she said wine and cheese. So I feel like we're all kind of on the same wavelength there of what we want after we're done. What is one word to describe your training routine?
Limitless, I would use, because we have a plan and an idea, but things move around very naturally and we do things that we feel we need or feel like we want in that moment. And we try to push the boundaries in all of our training aspects on the ice and off the ice.
I feel like you can see that in the types of programs that you do as well. Like every season you're pushing yourself to do something new and unique. And I really applaud you for that because it makes, as a spectator, it makes it super exciting because you two are constantly evolving with each other. It's really amazing to watch.
Thank you.
What is your pump-up song?
I would say it would be anything Fred again, like gets you in your feels, but gets you like motivated at the same time. But this season especially, I think I've over-listened to Billie Eilish's album over and over and over again and listened to the song The Greatest over and over and over again. But it gets you in your feels. It's not really a pump up song, but free dance, like I really want to like just kind of contain my emotions and keep them in. And that's changed over the past years. Like when I was younger, I used to just like blast like dance music, dubstep, but now I'm like zen.
As like a young teenager, I was like blasting Eminem. I thought that was like the move to do, and like it got me in like this aggressive, like ready to fight almost mode. And now it's completely chilled out. I'm like, I want my heart rate to be low. I want to be as calm as possible. At one point, it was country music was like bringing my heart rate down. So it's finding what works for you, for sure. What is a Netflix show that helps you turn your brain off?
Ooh, anything real estate based. So Selling Sunset, Selling OC. Those shows make me be like, oh, I'd be a pretty good real estate agent. Takes me out of my brain, takes me out of my world, takes me into a completely different world filled with beautiful houses, money, and drama.
After a long day, I just want something that I can almost like detach when I watch. What is the hardest part about being an athlete that maybe nobody sees?
The inner thoughts, the mind of an athlete. Our mind is very powerful and it's very strong. You want to do your best. You want to win. The stories that your mind can tell you sometimes to get you there and to not get you there, or to succeed or not to succeed. It's very powerful, and I'd say that's something that I am still learning as an athlete to deal with and to manage. The extra thoughts, those little demons inside my head telling me stories that don't exist, and working around that is very difficult because you can speak to people, have practices, have mantras, like things that can help you, breathing exercises, but I'm still to this day working out what the best thing is for me, but I'd say that's the biggest one. Our mind is very powerful.
It is. I think we do so much training on our physical body, but that inner voice and those thoughts need a lot of training as well. And I think people don't always see that training that we do for it. People always ask me, they're like, when do you get over the nerves? And it's like, you really don't. And like, you can feel it at the smallest event that you're doing. Maybe it's some like small show that you're doing, or it's the Olympic Games. Like, you care just as much.
The deeper I get into my career and the more success I experience, I care even more. And the more you care, the more it matters. I do think our sport, from what I'm experiencing now, is at least 60-70% mental as well. I hate to say it to younger skaters, but it doesn't get easier. You just learn how to deal with things differently. And the more nerves you get, they're not bad. It's just how you manage them. Nerves are good if you know how to use them in the right way.
So say you are on that big stage at the Olympic Games in Milan, what would you want your headline to be about your performance?
I've been really, really, really enjoying making history for our country of Spain, the country that I represent. I've really been enjoying, reading after a competition about Tim and I and our results about, oh, Tim, we made history again for Spain.
Okay.
Like, we made 2 spots for Spanish ice dance for the Olympics. Top 10 at the World Championships, a small medal at the World Championships. And I've been really enjoying the aspect of like, oh, I am the first person, we are the first team to ever do that for Spanish sports and Spanish figure skating. And I would love to be reading our headline of Olivia Smart and Tim Dieck made his Spanish history again for ice dance in Milano Cortina.
I love that so much. And I feel like you have really opened doors so much for Spanish skating, especially Spanish ice dance. Even just having a second team that now gets to go along with you to the Olympic Games is so big. How many years has it been since that's happened? Or is it the first time?
First time ever. There's never been 2 ice dance teams at an Olympic Games before. And knowing that we gave our Spanish team the opportunity to go there to make their spot, and they did it. It was truly magical. And just seeing the young skaters celebrate, knowing they're going to become Olympians and knowing that we had a small part in that, it fills me with pride. It's very cool to see.
So speaking of your skating career, how did you get into skating?
My cousin took me skating with a group of her friends, on a Friday evening at Sheffield, where the practice rink for Europeans will be. And back in the day, we used to go to foam parties, figure skating foam parties. That was the thing to do in England on the weekend. And I really enjoyed going. And my mom, in order to trust me to go and not hurt myself and be safe, she just wanted me to do some figure skating lessons to make sure I didn't hurt myself. And I got noticed by a coach there, and they said like, oh, she should actually start taking like proper lessons, like do her levels, and the rest is history.
Did you start doing single skating for a long time?
Yeah, I was a singles skater for from the age of 9 to 14, but I also started integrating solo dance. I was better at the performance aspect of figure skating. So I was skating around, singing my music, performing to the top of my lungs, but I was forgetting about the jumps and the jump technique and the spins. And then I was doing really well and winning all of my solo dance events. But when it came to like, okay, what's next? That's when I transitioned to having a tryout with a partner and being like, oh, this is where it could go. Then I moved away from home and here we are.
What was it about being in a partnership that you enjoyed compared to solo skating?
I enjoyed the challenge. I think I got to a point in solo dance where unfortunately at the time, solo dance wasn't so big, and it is now slowly becoming more and more popular in our figure skating world. But you couldn't go much further in solo dance where I was at. You could only do really your local competitions. There's no international events. And I was not getting a little bored, but I like challenges. So when I got put with a partner and was given this opportunity, I was like, oh, this is fun. It's a new challenge, something new I can learn. And I was always trying to learn new things. I also have a gymnastics background. So when it came to doing lifts and stuff, I was like, oh, I love this. I can't do this alone. And then, of course, the performance aspect. I love performing and acting. And doing that with somebody made way more sense. I was like, oh, I'm acting, I'm storytelling with somebody, like what you see on TV and in movies. And also then I couldn't imagine going out at competition on the ice alone. I was like, oh my God, how did I used to do that? It was nerve-wracking. I didn't have somebody's hand to hold. Yeah. So every time I see a singles girl out there or a singles guy, I'm like, kudos to you guys. Like, it's huge.
Is there something from each partner that you've had that helped you to understand something more about yourself?
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I've lived different versions of myself from partner to partner. Of course, as well, maturing has helped with that. But from my first partner to my second, just learning the aspects of what partnership means and what you have to do and learn to be the best partner. And that took me years to figure out. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm learning every single day, like how to show up, not just for myself, but for my other half on the ice, my partner. And knowing that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be out there doing what I'm doing. But yeah, I know in the beginning with my first partner, Joseph Buckland, I was like a deer in headlights. I was skating with him, but skating fully on my own still at the same time. It was like two people kind of just shadowing each other. And then the more experienced I got, I learned that it's you become one within each other on the ice. And communication, that was a huge one when I started skating with Adrian. How you work with somebody day in, day out in the right way, positively, mentally, physically. We work with a life coach, somebody that helps us, not just with psychology, but somebody that helps. It's not like a relationship counselor, but it is somebody that really helps us like bond as a team and as a partnership, especially in ice dance, because it is so, what we were trying to portray was so intimate because it is storytelling. You're looking deep into somebody's eyes and you want the people watching you to feel something, and the vulnerability and the confidence that has to come with that to do that. That doesn't just happen overnight. That takes time, and it takes, like you said, a village of people to help you learn those skills and get there. So then when I partnered up with Tim, I'd already been to an Olympic Games. I felt like I'd had, I don't know, that breakthrough moment in my career. And I was like, oh, wow, I am now one of the top ice dancers in the world, and I can be one of the top ice dancers in the world. And that confidence kind of just elevated my persona on the ice. But then learning to reconnect that with somebody brand new, I thought it was going to be a walk in the park. I was like, oh, this is going to be a breeze. Like, I have the experience, I have the confidence, and so does Tim. And now we just put ourselves together and we make it work. Oh no. It took, we started working with people and we called our journey the accelerated program. We had to move fast. We were 2 years ago. This is 2 years out of the Olympic Games at this point. We're like, we need to catch up if we want to be at the top, if we want to be where we want to be. And we had to get very uncomfortable at first to get comfortable. And we put in a lot of work together as a team to get there. But I have learned so much about myself. I have changed as a person. So has Tim.
And before you teamed up with Tim, you actually took some time away from competing and you did Dancing on Ice, which you became the champion in. But stepping away, and maybe not necessarily stepping away from skating completely during that time, but at least from the competitive aspect, what do you feel like you gained that is helping you now in this part of your career?
The time that I took away from competing was kind of taken away from me. It wasn't my decision to stop competing. It felt like I had my right arm taken away from me. I'm like, oh gosh, because there's nothing I could do about it. It's taken from you and you just have to deal with it. So when I was given the golden platter to be back there competing again, to be back on an international stage in front of a crowd, I was like, okay, I'm really, really not going to take this for granted now because I missed it so much for that 1 year. And while I have this opportunity and this moment, I really want to, 1, live every single moment, 2, be as present as I can, and 3, like, take it all in as much as I can. Because when it is over, when I do eventually retire, it will be on my terms, but there's nothing that compares to that feeling. And I want to know that I have really taken it all in and soaked it all in as much as I can before I do say ciao to competitive figure skating.
I just got chills while you were talking about that because I feel like you've put it into words for myself. I felt like when I went to do Dizzy on Ice for the 2 years, it was my way of kind of finding myself again outside of the competitive realm. And I came back with that same sense of gratitude. And it's hard when you're going season after season. You're constantly having to think of new ideas, think of new elements, and get going. It's not always easy to have that gratitude, just because it is one thing after another thing. And when you get that time away, you really realize how special it is what we get to do. Each time I do a show now, I take a moment of, like, I'm just happy that I still get to do this.
Figure skating is not just what we do, it's a part of us. It's been our whole life. And at some point we won't be in the shape and the mindset and the person that we are to step on the ice and do that anymore. And I don't want to, and I know yourself also, I don't want to have any regrets in the future. I want to live out this part of who I am as much as I can, and with as much gratitude and presence as possible.
I think in those moments, it makes you see that you can be so much more. You're like, how can I push myself harder? Like, how can I evolve even more? I don't understand how that's possible. And then you go into these situations where you come out almost like seeing a new side of yourself. And you're like, wow, I can go that much further. And it's like, I want to see that through and see how I can use that now. When you are having a bad day, good day, you want to celebrate with somebody, who is there to support you?
Well, of course, I have a village of people. Well, my closest person and also the closest person physically to me that I will go to instantly is my other half, John Luke, my boyfriend. Having my parents live away from home, me living away from home, my parents being in England, of course, your parents are always your way of supporting, your vessel to go to for those moments. But also I learned that I don't want my parents to worry too much because I am calling them from away from home. They can talk to me over the phone, but they physically can't hug me. Like, they can't help or do anything so much. And I always felt bad that I would call them sometimes if I was having a hard day or even a successful moment. But the hard days, especially, where I'm calling them and they can't do anything through the phone and I can feel their frustration. So now being in a relationship and having my other half, that has really helped me navigate how to express my emotions to somebody that is physically with me. And also him being a figure skater himself and a former Team USA athlete, he knows what being an Olympic athlete takes and what I feel like coming home from a bad training day or a hard training day. He knows instantly, and that's made things a lot easier for me to communicate as well. Like I'll walk in and he'll be like, "Are your legs sore?" And I'm like, "Yes." I didn't even have to tell you. You just know.
It's like, you remember this feeling.
Yeah, or I come home and the bath's run and I'm like, oh my God, praise. Like, just it's the little things that as an athlete we think of and need. And it's truly like he's been a godsend for me, especially the older I've gotten in my career. The more tired I get. Yeah, he's been a big part of my support system, and also somebody I call before or after competitions all the time now. It's a shared experience.
Well, speaking of Jean-Luc, can we bring him in right now?
Hello.
Hi. So Jean-Luc, we're asking Olivia about support systems, and obviously she spoke about you. And you've had a sort of front row seat to Olivia's career for many years because you were her competitor at the 2022 Olympics, but now you will be supporting her from a different seat this time around. So what will it mean to see Olivia competing in this Olympic Games?
Watching Olivia just pursue her dreams and her goals and the love for the sport is the biggest thing for me. I mean, I know how hard it is to do what she does, being a previous athlete myself. And I always ask her, like, do you still love it? I mean, if you do, then that's all that matters. Everything else is so manageable.
How do you support her when she's had a tough training day or competition?
I think, it depends on what the situation is, in terms of if it is for a hard training day, like I will get an idea pretty quickly based on her energy. If it's like physically hard or like emotionally hard or like just mentally hard, and that kind of like really directs how I can help her, because I know it was things that I wish that I would have had. I overheard her say that, yeah, I run baths occasionally, or just make sure the dinner is ready or the partner is clean. Yeah, I've learned to become a better cook significantly now, because she gets really bored of the same foods. So I try to keep things interesting, but thank God for ChatGPT and TikTok. So I just kind of like make sure that stuff's taken care of so she can just focus on just being the best athlete she can.
Also, with us having Linda now, having our dog, especially the winters here in Montreal, it's currently like -15. Those early morning dog walks before training, Jean-Luc does take
Most of them,
even if he doesn't have to wake up early for coaching or for work, and I have to wake up early. Most of the time, he will wake up early with me, because I just enjoy waking up with him and having that help and just somebody to wake up to, rather than tiptoeing around him in the morning and looking at him comfy in bed while I have to wake up and go skate at 7:30 a.m. But those little things have made such a big difference. I get to wake up with the person that I love and that supports me, and I get to go do what I love every day.
I think it creates an inner peace before you step into the rink. Like, you're able to do what you need to do when you are at the rink for the day, but when you leave it there, you know that you get to go home to him and to your dog and the life that you're building. And I feel like that creates an inner peace that just allows you to excel out there on the ice as well. One of my favorite memories from Beijing is actually right before we went out for our short program. I looked up to where all of our, like, the team was sitting, and Jean-Luc, you were like dancing like crazy. It was just the best thing to see in that moment, because it's like, obviously it's intense and you're about to go out and compete, and I just saw you like going at it and in the crowd, and it made me laugh, and it was so great to see. So are you going to be the loudest person cheering in Milan?
Yeah, most likely. I'll be very, very loud.
Compete with my dad.
Yeah, well, too, that's a tough one. Yeah, her dad is so...
My dad can whistle.
Yeah, he's so loud. I like to be like the last person though. When everyone stops cheering and the skater gets in this spot, like I like to be the uncomfortable, it's quiet in the arena, and I'll still give another little yell, just because like everyone thinks it's hilarious, but also I want the skaters, or not that even you hear it when you're out there. Like you hear the noise, you're like so terrified and focused that you're like, I'm locked in. But I love to do that.
I usually hear it. Don't
No.
worry. I know your voice very well. And when I hear that last shout, I know it's you for sure. And if there's somebody else doing it and I know you're not at the event, I'm like, what's that?
What was that?
So when that free dance ends in Milan, how are you guys going to celebrate with each other?
I'm going to guess we'll go out to a regular restaurant in Italy, maybe, hopefully. I don't know how late our event is yet, but it'd be nice to go into Milan and be out of the village for a second and have a lovely sit-down dinner and just take it all in from the outside as well. 4 years ago, we finished our event and went and got KFC or Pizza Hut or something.
Yeah, no, for real.
Especially with my family being there, I think just having us all together in that same space will be really special, and have a nice glass of wine finally together. Because you'll be doing that before the event.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But I will be watching him do that. And then, like I talked about earlier, I'd be wanting that. Yes.
Well, that sounds amazing. And I'm so excited for you to experience this together. I'm wishing you all the best and a safe travel to Milan. So thank you for joining us, Jean-Luc.
Oh, thank you.
So what advice would you give to women who are training for their first ever games?
Use this moment, use this time and this experience to your full potential, to the max. Because the Olympic Games only comes around once every 4 years. And it is the most watched thing during those 4 years every February. All eyes are on you. Everybody wants to know what's going on in the Olympic Village, what an Olympic day looks like, what an Olympic life looks like. There's 1% of the world that become Olympians, and you're a part of that now. Use it to your advantage. And with how social media is nowadays, I want to encourage younger athletes and female athletes to put themselves out there, to inspire the next generation, inspire others, and just be your true self and own that in your own way. And with the power of social media, especially during the Olympic Games, it's your time to shine and make the most of it.
With heading to your second games, what is something that you would tell younger Olivia who was just starting her skating lessons? What would you tell her?
To truly believe in the journey of what my life will take me on. No matter how hard, how difficult it gets, the ups and the downs, just remind myself that these things are happening for a reason. This is a part of my path. This is a part of my journey. And I will end up on top where I want to in the end. It's just, this is what my current book chapter looks like. And in the end, the finale will be what I truly dream of.
Well, I'm so excited to cheer you on.
Thank you.
And to watch you live out this dream of competing in Milan. And I'm sure you're going to have so many people supporting you. And I'm so happy that we get to share your story so that you can gain even more support from so many people. So thank you so much for sharing this time with us today. And good luck.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you, love. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning into Flame Bearers Making It to Milan.
If you like what you heard, please like, follow, and subscribe to Flame Bearers on YouTube and anywhere you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay tuned as we bring you more behind-the-scenes stories of women athletes around the world training for the competition of a lifetime. See you next time on Making It to Milan.